you, Valencia, for this wonderful performance. And until the group arrives, we can have a little talk with the spectators who saw you. And you can also tell a little bit more about the background of your performance. How was it inspired? I read it, but you should rather say it yourself.
Okay. Okay, so thank you all for being here. What you just saw was really just thoughts and ideas that I've only just started to work on. And I was actually a bit nervous to, wondering if I should show it at all, but more to encourage me, and I felt this could be a nice lab for these issues that are swimming in my head. And this piece was basically inspired by a trip to the Museum of Modern Art in New York, where there's a Yoko Ono retrospective called One Woman Show, and One Woman Works. And what really caught my eye, well, how she works, I found really interesting. I liked her activism kind of approach, as well as looking at how you can interact with the audience, not just as passive observers, but active participants. And one of the works was called Bag Piece, and it was done in 1964. Everyone understands what I'm saying, or?
Sure. Yes. Okay.
Right. So this was really inspiring because basically there it was like in a white cube, and in one corner was a black bag, and anyone from the audience could go in and just explore what it was like. On the inside, you just go there and you just play around in the bag for as long as you want. And I found a very interesting position, and then I started to read about it, and I really liked the ideas about how they were looking at the bag as a way to satirize prejudice and discrimination. And there was one point where Yoko Ono and her partner John Lennon, they went on an interview in a bag. And I found it was really interesting, and something that I found was a topic that I wanted to explore. And another part of that was looking at the other side of what it is like to be in a bag there, because you're enclosed and there's a kind of struggle. I thought like maybe it's something for me that kind of resonated with me to do with when thinking about this current situation of refugees struggling, having to travel, and then they come to their destination, and they're having to deal with a lot of very tough situations, and the policies that don't really honor them as humans, but kind of trying to avoid any kind of responsibility for what's happening in another part of the world, but has spread over here. So it's just a very starting point for kind of looking at how I can make a response, or how I can comment on it in my own work.
And how did you feel inside the bag?
Well, I just got this. It's actually a Kaplan Muzak, so a cover, and I felt very lucky to find it in black. And I used this as a first experiment, and it was really interesting to be in front of an audience and know that I'm not really seen, and so I tried to challenge and do things that you wouldn't normally do in public, but also looking at how I could get myself trapped. And at one point kind of tried to see how much I can almost, not really suffocate, but kind of look at how to be a bit bewildered by a mass of cloth and not knowing where is the way out.
And it was also a surprise that you were in the back, because you were already in the back when the spectators, the audience arrived. So they couldn't see you before, and only when you opened the bag it came out. What was this moment like for you, this coming out of the bag?
Honestly, a bit of relief, because it did get quite stuffy. It was nice to kind of work myself a bit and then really want to get it out. So, in a way, yeah.
If you would like to ask Valencia about the performance or her inspiration, then I can pass on the mic. So, or if you would like to comment.
Yeah, I would be very happy for any feedback, like what it was like to see this.
Yes. Thank you.
I just have different observations. First, I have a question. Could you see anything? No.
I can. Well, yeah, I could make out. I could see when people came in, but I can't see very detailed things. So.
Yeah, I was wondering about that. But for me, it was more like visual art at one point. Like it was very interesting to see how your body changed from 2-dimensional to 3-dimensional, from small to big, different shapes, and kind of I know where is your head, but then your knee, it was playing like your head, and all this kind of journey, it made it very interesting. It was totally simple, and I thought that it actually could be boring, but it was not boring at all. So it was this very interesting edge or something, and you were totally sympathetic. I never met you before, but now I know you are, and I know a bit of the story of the Poplar Method, but I don't know why. I even didn't know if you are a man or a woman in the beginning. I had no idea. But you were totally sympathetic to me. So I felt so much compassion for you. I don't know why. It was very honest maybe, or I don't know. And and I liked the journey over there, and I asked myself, like from after maybe in the half time, I said, oh my God, how she's gonna end this? So it was very exciting. What are you gonna do in the end? And first I was kind of disappointed that you're gonna come out, but then it was a beautiful birth somehow, and what you are saying, so it was like after a while, kind of like, okay, time to get out. It's like, I guess, when all we got born, that's what happened. The space was too uncomfortable anymore. So thank you very much. I really, really enjoyed it. Oh yeah, and I liked the beginning, like the slow beginning, and then this minimalism with battle, and then the other stuff. It's a lot of imagination also, like seeing a person totally covered in black, like different images from Middle East, and many kind of things, and also the shininess of the material, and it kept me busy. Thank you.
Would someone like to comment still? What you're feeling?
Do you plan to keep on working with the idea?
Yeah, absolutely. So this is really like just the start. Like I've just started really thinking about it like a week ago, and then I could find what I wanted. So yeah, definitely. I just wanted to ask if you have videotape these so you can take a look from the outside how does it look like, or you just do what you feel. Yeah. Well, this is really what I need to do. Just before I started like taping myself, yes. But I was also interested in my journey inside as well. But yeah, definitely, I think it's worth to continue with taping myself from the outside as well.
We would really love to see that piece that you are creating from this material. Maybe next year now on L1danceFest.
Yeah.
Who knows? Yeah. So the others arrived, and I think we are going to start with the first performance in a few minutes. So you have a little break to refresh yourselves. And thank you very much, Valencia.
Thank you for having me.
It was beautiful and very inspiring. And I really adore and admire your compassion.
Oh, thank you very much.
Thank you. See you.